Well, good morning and a very warm welcome to day 5 of the IBSA World Games in football. It's the final round of group stage fixtures today between India and Germany, and my word, the conditions are not in our favour today. It's blustery, it's wet. We're down here sheltered by the famous clock tower, the red brick clock tower of the University of Birmingham, and the players are pretty much ready to take to the pitch. A very exciting fixture, this one. Lots on the line today as well. We'll go through the various implications depending on what the results are in a few moments' time. There's the clock tower there in the background, covering us from the wind. We'll go through the various permutations of the results for this fixture in a couple of moments' time, as well as the teams as well. But here come India, who are the home side for this fixture, and Germany as well. I'm delighted to say that I am joined by former England goalkeeper Dixie Dean today. We'll be hearing from him in a couple of moments' time as well. But as I said, so much on the line. We've got a full roster of fixtures as well today in the men's blind football as well. So we'll look forward to those a bit later on. And of course the other group game between Argentina and Austria follows this one too. So it'll be interesting to see which way that one goes. Argentina have been in fine form to this point. We'll cross now for the national anthems of both India and Germany.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाये तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे भारत माता की जय भारत माता की जय भारत माता की जय।
Please remain standing if you're able for the national anthem of Germany.
Sung loud and proud by India and Germany there. Lots of passion in the stands as well. Some hardy souls out watching this final group game as well between these two sides. As I said, India are the home side, so let's take a look at the India side first of all. Starting with goalkeeper Kancham Patel today, and number 8 Akshara Rana, number 3 Asha Chowdhury, number 10 Nirma Ben Takada, number 4 and captain this morning, Deepali Campbell. Then on the bench, the substitute goalkeeper Apana, Kamal Gaikwad, Sangeeta Mechia, Shafali Rawat, and then the head coach there, Sunil Matthew, and the guide this morning, Sina CV. 8:30 our time, and for those that are watching in India, about 1 in the afternoon as it stands. We hope you're enjoying the coverage so far this week, and this is how Germany line up for this fixture. Svenja Bartels, the goalkeeper, Elisa Rudi, then the captain, number 6, Jana Markat, number 7, Matilda Maas, and number 8, Jenny Dabelstein. Then the substitutes, if called upon in this game, if things need to be switched around by Michael Hein, maybe later on to change the course of proceedings. Marie Jurgens, the replacement goalkeeper, Melissa Potraz, Amira Schwartz, and then Katja Lufler, and as I mentioned, the head coach today, Michael Hein, and then the guide, Sven Gruner. There is the clock tower in the background. Still the players line up in the middle of the pitch. Let's then have a look how things have gone earlier on this week in this Group B. It's been hotly contested. And this is how the table stands as it is. Argentina have been in fine form. 2 emphatic victories against India and Germany already this week. But how important will that narrow win for India over Austria prove to be? They're on 3 points, sitting in behind Argentina as they look to make the semi-finals. What it does mean is India need at least a draw today against Germany, and then they hope that Austria don't pull off a bit of a shock and go and beat Argentina by 2 or more goals. So fingers crossed for India in that regard, but as I say, a lot on the line. It could really swing either way. Austria aren't out of it, and it's great to go into this fixture. We know that Argentina now have pretty much secured their place in the semi-finals, but any of those 3 teams remaining could still go through. The flag bearers are making their way off the pitch. The captains have come together in the middle of the park as well, and here's the remaining fixtures for today too. Obviously the women's blind football group stages concludes. After this one we have Austria against Argentina, then France, Colombia at 12:13 Group C of the men's competition, Mali, Spain in Group C there too, then 4:30 Mexico take on Iran, and then Brazil, of course, the hot favourites for the competition, in action a bit later on against Morocco. The pendants are being exchanged in the middle of the pitch at the moment. The goalkeepers come together and share a bit of a fist pump. The India side adorned in their light blue colours. And great to see boots as well in unison across the team, all wearing orange boots for this fixture. Nice and smart. And the players will just huddle together one final time. They come over to the near side, the opposite side to the main stand, which has a few supporters in, and they're just huddling together to have those final messages given to them by the coaching staff of both national teams. And there's a really good little atmosphere. The German fans particularly are singing in the stands, and there was such passion sung during the national anthems as well. And we know, Dixie, that there is a lot on the line for this fixture. It really could go either way, but did it surprise you maybe just how impressive Argentina have been throughout this week?
No, not really, to be honest. They're a really cracking side. I've seen them once or twice before, and the Argentine girls have been together for about 4 or 5 years, and it does show. Whereas I think the majority of the other teams are sort of 2 or 3 years old, and so Argentina are definitely taking a leap forward. And they, we said it in the commentary before, they play exactly the same way as the men's team. So they do a lot of switching around and passing and moving. So they're a little bit in front, so I'm not surprised that they're up there. The team that has surprised me is India. They had a fine victory over Austria. Worked really, really hard for that, and it's put them in a right cracking position. As you said already, a point from this game virtually assures them of a place in the semi-finals. So for a very young team, and as I say, only been together for a couple of years or so, they've really excelled. So yeah, excellent performance so far by them. The German girls, they're not out of it. If they get a win today, then they're potentially going to go through as well. So it's all on the line here, really. Probably a point for India might do, but it's a must-win for Germany.
Absolutely. The referee just having a final few words with some of the players out there. Romina Rosado is the referee for this fixture. And Dixie, I mean, naturally there'll be a few nerves as well between these two sides, because when you get to this stage, you really want to progress into the weekend.
Well, exactly right. It's do or die. Right? You are either going to get your win today and stay in the competition, or you'll be playing on Monday and Tuesday for the lower-ranked playoff places. So, I expect to see a few fireworks today, and I'm sure passions will run a little bit high.
Absolutely. Real intensity in the warm-ups, I noticed as well. The coaching staff were particularly animated. It will be India to get us underway. As you see it on the screen there, they are kicking from right to left. The match officials are just below the camera view there, and of course you can see the main stand and everybody wrapped up with the rain lashing down as well. There's confirmation there of the officials. The scorer there as well, I mentioned the referee Carmelo Galvano, and then the timekeeper Germinal Lebrano as well. And we are underway here in Edgbaston, and it's immediately Germany that are in possession, dispossessing India straight from kickoff there. And there's a good run out on that left-hand side by Elisa Rudi, who's doing her best to hold Rana at bay. She finds one of her colleagues. An early attack for Germany. They're coming out the blocks quickly here. Dabelstein ends up putting it out for a goal kick for India. Out on this right-hand side, the goalkeeper particularly animated, looking for some shape from the players in front of her. She has got options in the form of Camberley just beyond her. She finds Akshara Rana, who will turn and look to dribble here, but she's blocked off by a couple of German players. Rudi, the one back in possession now, who's seen a lot of the ball so far. Marquardt, the captain, now in possession, wearing that armband, but the ball has been won back by Rana, who forces a stop from the goalkeeper, who rolls out and gets things going quickly here in this game. And it's rolled all the way down to the other end and is missed initially by Nirma Ben, and will go back out for another goal kick. But an end-to-end start, neither side yet to really get a grip on the game, Dixie.
Yeah, they need to settle down a little bit. I'm sure they will. The conditions are not favourable for them. It was a bit like this on Monday, to be honest. It was pouring down with rain then as well. But the Indians are trying to pass it around and trying to get all players, at least they having the touch on the ball. And but the Germans are standing strong at the moment.
Could be an opportunity for Akshara Rana here. She has met the ball quicker than any German player around her. Maybe she could unleash the shot. She does. Not sure whether that came off a German player or not. No, the referee has indicated it will be a goal kick. But she's the brightest spark so far. Akshara Rana, of course, scored the goal against Austria as well. Made history for India. The first goal of the tournament for them. But it's Germany back in possession, just tucked inside the India half. It's with their number 4, Elisa Rudi, who swivels nicely and then does pull the trigger. But the goalkeeper watches that sail past her post and will have another goal kick. The goal clearance is sent upfield, but it's straight back into India hands. Akshara Rana swivels on the spot, and as I say, she's been the one that's enjoyed most of the ball so far in this game, but is dispossessed by Jenny Dabelstein, who looks to burst between two India players, but she's tackled really strongly by Camberley, who brings the ball away, immediately gives possession back to the captain, Marquardt. She evades one challenge and is now up against Camberley once more, who's been a stalwart at the back so far in this game, but she's met by Marcourt, who's not giving up on the opportunity out on that far side, right in front of this sideboard. They utilise well Germany to work their way a bit further upfield, but Dabelstein now the one under pressure on this near side by Takada. Again tries to push her way through further into the India half. But it's with Germany once more. Marcourt loses possession. It ends up back in the hands of Chowdhury. Looks as though we might see a substitution in a couple of moments' time as well for India. Players warming up on this near side just in front of us. But the possession is right in and around the D of the India goal at the moment. They're under real pressure. Germany have come flying out the blocks in this game, particularly Dabelstein, who's in possession now. She's supported by Rudy. She's sort of veered off to that left-hand side, and there's a brick wall of 3 India players back behind the ball on defensive duty, and they're struggling to find a way through at the moment, are Germany. And Dabelstein tries to muscle her way past that India back line, but to no avail. But it's back with Rudy again. India yet to really find regular possession, and it's Rudy now that shows some real neat footwork, but is met by an India player who clears her lines, and it's upfield now back into the Germany half. A rare bit of reprieve for India out by that far side in front of the main stand, just tussling now. It's with the number 7 Matilda Maas for Germany. She's dispossessed again by Akshara Rana, and she's now supported, Maas, by some of her German colleagues who dig a way out from the back. They had to go all the way back into their own D there and find a way away from the German goal, and Dabelstein takes no chances and clears upfield. Dabelstein, the most energetic certainly in this German side, putting pressure on the India defence, and she's won back possession again high up the field. Can she continue her run? She thwarted though before she makes an attempt on goal by Nirma Ben. And Dixie, it's been a pretty intense first few minutes.
Yeah, I think India have been caught between the devil and the deep blue sea a bit, really. A point's good enough for them, and they're a little bit unsure what to do, to attack, or should we sit back and just defend it. It's a dangerous game if you're going to defend right from the word go and hopefully get a draw. We've got a substitution here. So.
Yes, Sangeeta Metia is the player to come on to the field. She's quickly organised by her goalkeeper. It's a 3-person wall for this corner as well, which Germany have on the near side in front of us where the main stand is. The referee blows her whistle and we're back underway, and it's with Dabelstein, who looks to shoot and almost forces another corner, but it will be a goal clearance instead. Good defending there from India.
Yeah, strong defending. Just for the folks back home, with the substitution, it's like futsal. It's roll on, roll off. Each team is allowed to change 6 times in each half, with as many as they want at half time. So we're going to see quite a few of those.
First touch for the substitute Mechia as well, who dribbles confidently, but she's stopped by Dabelstein. Good defensive work from the Germans. And it will be, for India, a corner out on the far side. We're right down the other end of the pitch now, attacking the German goal. And the German goalkeeper Svenja Bartels is organising her wall of players as well. They look well drilled, Germany, defensively, and really up for this encounter so far. Of course, they need to try and bag a result this morning. And they're looking for their first goal in the competition too. They'll have a second corner here now, India. The referee immediately seeing the deflection there off a German player. Camberley is just lurking just inside the D, just waiting for her moment to pounce. She's closely watched, marked by Dabelstein. Here's Metier again for another touch on the ball. She's looked a real bright spark since she's come on. Dribbles past 2 players, almost has a shot on goal. Will she get a second bite at the cherry? She does, but she just puts it wide of the post. But it will be another corner Took a deflection off a German player there. I think the defender was Matilda Maas. But for a minute there, Svenja Bartels looked as though she might have her work cut out. But India have another corner and a good bit of pressure, Dixie.
Yeah, since they made the substitution, I think the coaches had a look at it and they were too defensive in the first couple of minutes there. And I think he's worried about conceding a goal. So, the best form to defend is attack. It's the same in all types of football. So they've pushed up the field a good deal now, India.
Good defensive work, combination of Rudy, Marcourt and Darbelstein there working together. Now it's with the captain Marcourt, who's sort of penned in up against the board on the far side, just sucked inside the Germany half. So they're still defending, trying to get further up the field and see if they can find the opening goal of this encounter. Mechia has been so involved in the action since coming on, and she just burrows her way through a few Germany players, and she could be away on goal here. There's an opportunity for Mechia. She's tucked inside the D, but there's 3 German players swarming around her. She's still in possession though, doing so well to keep hold of it. But eventually it's Darbelstein that receives the ball, and she will break up the field, and she's dribbling at pace now, and she weaves past 2 India players and slides, looks to try and poke it past the goalkeeper Patel, who is the captain of course today, to no avail. But that was a good opportunity for both sides. Yeah, it was a good run by the German then, and the ball just evaded her towards the end. It was running away from her, and she slid in to try and toe poke it towards a goal, but pace on the ball was too much for her, and the referees to stop the game, because I think one of the Indian players is having a bit of trouble with her eye shades, so they probably adjust those and we'll get going again with the goal clearance. We're back under running here. Darbelstein again, who's probably of every player has seen most of the ball in this first half, but it's now with Mechia, who's seen so much of it since she's come on. She dispossesses the Germans, just tucked inside the German half as it stands. The rain's still teeming down here in Edgbaston, Birmingham. It's been a fantastic competition so far. We've had sun the last couple of days, and unfortunately today things have taken a turn. India defending inside their own half. Nirma Ben is backed up against the board by Darbelstein, who tries to win possession back, but Mechia has to relinquish striking responsibilities and come back and support her defenders, which she does really impressively, and then makes her way upfield before being stopped again by Darbelstein. I'm sure there'll be a few tired legs from all the football so far this week, but these players having to really dig deep. It's fallen for Rudy now on the far side in front of the main stand. Immediately she's sort of pinned back by number 3 Chowdhury for the India side, and Darbelstein now in possession up against Nirma Ben, looking to muscle her way through, and it trickles all the way through eventually, and it will go out for what we think is a goal clearance. We'll wait for the confirmation there from the referee. Yes, it will be a goal clearance. No, it must have taken a touch off one of the Indian players. I didn't see it either, to be honest, Toby. They've given a corner, and so the Germans will start us off again in the corner in that top right-hand side as we look at it. Referee shakes the ball before putting it down in the corner there, ready for the German players to take. The captain, Marcourt, is one of the 2 players over it. What they decide to do here. Mechia has made her way to the edge of the D just to keep close tabs on Darbelstein. 3-person wall for India. We're back underway, and it was Rudy that's in possession at the moment, but 4 India players, all the outfield players are around her. It's a bit of a tug there from Rudy on Mechia. Referee says play on. There's a really good turn from Marcourt, but she does lose possession. It's back now with the Indian side, but Marcourt wins it back once more. Trickled through to Darbelstein, who just fortuitously finds the ball at her feet, but immediately Mechia is back on defensive duty once more. It remains to be seen why Mechia didn't maybe start this game, because she's been full of energy since she's come on, and she's given Darbelstein a run for her money. Yeah, she's certainly involved a lot, and she's putting herself around and working really hard for her team, and it's certainly changed her pattern of play since she has come on, because India definitely are looking
to get the ball forward now, whereas in that first couple of minutes they were content on just defending their own area.
Marcourt, the captain, shrugs off the advances of Mecha, moves over the halfway line before unleashing a pass come shot. Here's Marcourt up against Nirma Ben. The two of them fronting off against each other, trying to outmuscle one another. Now it's with Camberley, the number 4, the defender, who does really well actually just to use the sideboard to defend diligently, and she brings it up to the halfway line, but it's back with Germany players now, who today are in their full red strip, all wearing black boots as well. And they're just on their own halfway line now through Rudy. Brings it away up over the halfway line and just makes her way away from Nirma Ben. Forces some space and then plays the pass, and Darvelstein will have to track back, but Mecha shows her pace and gets there far quicker. Mecha moved past Darvelstein now. Referee has to get out of the way. Now Mecha just advancing on the edge of the D, trying to force a way into the Germany box, but it's the goalkeeper that safely has the ball in her hands now, Svenja Bartels. Germany break down this right-hand side, but it's good defending from Nirma Ben. Camberley supporting her colleague as well, and does really well to force India further down the field. And here's Mecha, who uses some real skill just to scythe her through the defence. Opportunity here for India. Mecha so close from pulling the trigger. And she has another sight at goal now. A bit of hesitancy at the back from the German defenders, but thankfully for them, Svenja Bartels now has the ball in her hands. But we've been mentioning her name endlessly, Mecha, since she came on, and she's been full of beans.
Yeah, she's certainly made a massive difference to this game and to the Indian team. She's just all over the place, and she's leading the line really, really well for India.
Good defending there from Camberley. Just as Dixie was talking, the ball trickled all the way through towards the India D from the clearance from Svenja Bartels, and she just hooked the ball away with her foot and just alleviated any danger that there was on the India goal. But Darvelstein is living precariously on the edge of her own D here. Mecha with another opportunity, just trying to move German players out the way. She shoots but just misses her kick ever so slightly. Svenja Bartels desperate to pick the ball up, and eventually Mecha just moves the ball, thankfully for the goalkeeper, straight into her hands. But that was another chance there for the India number 9.
Yeah, the German goalkeeper there, you could see her. The ball was just outside the penalty area, and she's going forward for it. But obviously she can't. If the ball's outside the area, she can't touch it. She's going to give away a penalty. At the moment, one of the German players is refastening her laces, so the referees have stopped the game.
It's been a fascinating week so far. The last round of fixtures were on Wednesday in Group B on the Bournebrook pitch here in Birmingham. Argentina unstoppable. Same result as in the first round, but an extra goal this time as well against India. 4-0 in that game, and then Germany tied Austria, and that's what sets up such a thrilling, fascinating day that we have in store for us today. Bit of a stoppage in play there, but Svenja Bartels gets things back underway, rolls the ball upfield, but Nirma Ben is the one to meet the ball, and she just tries to bulldoze her way through a couple of German players, Marcourt and Rudy, the ones in her way, and Darvelstein this time makes the tackle and she wins back possession for the Germans. But Mecha now is through one-on-one here with the last defender. Can she find a way through? Heavy touch there, just takes it away from her, forces it wide, and it will be a goal clearance.
Yeah, that last touch just it was a little bit heavy on the ball, and it's run away, but start again with a goal clearance with the German keeper.
Is there time here for Germany to find a goal before half-time? 1 minute 24 left on the clock as it stands. Some very animated coaching staff just down beneath us, barking orders at their players, making sure they're well drilled and keep their full focus throughout this entire game. because they want to be in contention for a semi-final spot this weekend. Mecha back involved in the action, as we've become accustomed to in this game. Camberley in support of her. It's a brick wall defence from Germany, keeps the ball just inside their own half, but Dabelstein has other ideas. She moves over the halfway line, and there was a gap there in between Nirma Ben and the number 4, Camberley, but she couldn't quite poke the ball through. Dabelstein up against Mecha. Mecha gets there first. She's just a little bit quicker. She's got half a yard of extra pace, Mecha, today, up against some of those German players. She's just yet to really find the target and test Svenja Bartels. But it's now with India, with some space in front of them out on the far right-hand side. But the ball is kicked in field by Chowdhury, back into the German territory now. They're halfway through their own half, and they're looking just to bring the ball a bit further upfield. Marcourt there in support. But it's now Mecha that is back in possession, looks to swipe, and there's the end of the first half. And Dixie, I have to say, it's despite the weather and everything that's been against us as the 10 minutes for half-time starts, it's been a pretty enthralling encounter.
Yes, the girls have settled down now. The first couple of minutes was a bit frantic and very low quality, but the quality has picked up as they've got into the game, and it's certainly made a difference with the number 9 from India coming on, because they've totally rewritten their game plan, because the first 5 minutes India were content on just sitting in and around the box, and I thought, oh my word, they're going to try and defend this right from the first get-go, and but the coaches had a slight change of mind and brought the number 9 on, which has changed the complex of the game altogether. They're pushing on and and trying to get a goal now, and they look more comfortable doing this than what they did in the first 5 minutes.
Absolutely. Well, the players wander off just in front of us where we're commentating down here, pitch side, getting some water and refreshments on board. We'll be back with more analysis in a couple of moments' time from Birmingham, and we'll have the second half between India and Germany, goalless as it stands. But here's a short video now about the rules of blind football in association with IBSA.
It's fast, technical and tense. This is your guide to five-a-side football. There are 5 players per team, 4 outfield players and a goalkeeper. The aim of the sport is to score a goal by kicking the ball into your opponent's goal, and at the end of the game, whoever scored the most wins. Players must wear eye shades to ensure that all players have the same level of vision. That is apart from the goalkeepers, who aren't required to wear eye shades and can be fully sighted. Their job is to keep the ball from going in the goal behind them. But how do the players on the field know where the ball, or indeed the goal, is? Well, the ball in blind football is specially designed to make sound whenever it moves. Also, each team has a guide behind the opposition goal to help direct them. Each player is required to shout "Voy" when going for the ball. This ensures every player has the cues they need to help build a picture of what's going on and what to do next in defence or attack. To help this, total silence is required from the crowd until a goal goes in. Voy is Spanish for go, and it was the Spanish who were credited with originally developing blind football in the 1920s. As well as the Paralympics, teams from all corners of the world can compete at World, European, Asian, African and America's Championships, as well as a World Grand Prix.
Blind football can be played by both men and women, with the historic first Women's World Championships coming up in 2023.
So what are you waiting for? Give it a try.
IBSA, International Blind Sports Federation, presents, with the support of the International Paralympic Committee, IBSA Anti-Doping App, the first application of its kind in the Paralympic movement, specifically designed for blind and visually impaired people. Athletes, coaches, medical staff, managers, and the public in general now have a powerful tool to stay focused on the principles of clean sport. Scrolling down the main menu, you can find all the important themes you need to know to play fair and be alert to testing procedures and necessary adaptations for athletes with visual impairments. IBSA gives top priority to anti-doping control, being the only international federation with 3 sports in the Paralympic family: goalball, football, and judo. IBSA anti-doping app has external links, namely to WADA, where our sport agents can always find the most updated information, especially the list of prohibited substances and methods. Glory in sport can only be achieved by the athlete's awareness of their rights and responsibilities. You can find them on the IBSA anti-doping app. IBSA is continuously promoting anti-doping education to all its affiliate athletes and sport agents, not only about the consequences of the use of doping and the risk of using supplements. IBSA believes that education is the major tool to fight doping in sport. Informed athletes can make better decisions. Download the app now at the usual operating system stores.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have seen history being made today.
Such a great team at these championships.
IBSA. Beyond sight. Feel the sport.
Welcome back to a very wet and windy Birmingham for the IBSA World Games. Women's blind football, the final round of the group stages here in Birmingham. Lots on the line in this fixture. It's currently goalless though between India and Germany as it stands, which suits India more than Germany, you have to say, in this game. Argentina, of course, have been very strong so far this week. They've scored 7 unanswered goals in their 2 fixtures against these 2 sides that we're watching right now. And then they face Austria in the next game, and that will decide ultimately who progresses through to the semi-finals. But it's going to be Germany to get us underway in the second half. They will be kicking from right to left as we see it on the monitor here from the main stand. Is out on that far side. I'm joined as ever by Dixie Dean, who's been with us throughout this week. And you've been really impressed, Dixie, haven't you, with the level of football and the whole tournament in itself this week?
Yeah, the tournament's absolutely great. There's been some really competitive games, and most importantly, they've all been played in the right spirit. We've seen very few red and yellow cards, which is great. And
well, Lisa Rudy there, just as you were talking, Dixie made a bolt through on goal, straight into the attacking third and into the D as well, but her last touch was just a bit heavy. Yeah, the last touch was a bit heavy, has run through to the keeper. Now, as I was saying, the atmosphere is absolutely great, and I'm stopping up in the village, and there's 1,700 athletes stopping up in the village, because there's a range of different sports taking place at this time, and everyone's mingling with each other and sort of chatting about their sports, and it's really, really nice and very friendly, lovely sort of atmosphere around the place. Well, it's been an electric start to this second half. Germany know they need to do something and do something fast in this game. They spent most of the time in their attacking third, but we're back in the middle third of the pitch inside the Germany half at the moment. It's with the number 8, Akshara Rana, who of course scored the only goal for India so far in this competition. The 12-year-old striker, probably the youngest at the games, fired in the winner in the 8th minute of the second half in the Group B match earlier on this week, setting her own personal milestone. It's the first time any Indian women's football team has competed on the world stage. Memorable occasion to seal it with a victory as well. Germany, though, in possession in the middle third. Dabelstein pegged up against the wall out on that far side, just trying to organise herself ever so slightly. We believe there's been some substitutions at half-time as Matilda Maas tries to force her way through. She's just inside the India half. Dabelstein now just gets a bit wrong-footed, but then recollects the ball, but is dispossessed very quickly by Akshara Rana again, who's just running along the line of the halfway line in the middle third of the pitch at the moment. She's right up against the sideboard here in front of the stand where the match officials are sitting. Still in possession though, Akshara Rana, and she moves now into the Germany half and looking to find a way into the attacking third as well, but she's marshalled further out wide by Matilda Maas, who's well supported as well by Jana Marcourt. The two of them combining to keep the striker at bay, and eventually Germany do come out on top, but it's not found its way into the goalkeeper's box, and there's more defending to do. And it goes out for a corner off Dabelstein, and a chance now for India, the first real chance for them in this second half. One change for Germany at the interval. Amira Schwartz is on to the field as well. But Dabelstein remains, Matilda Maas and Jana Marcourt. Camberley, Rana and Chowdhury remain on for India. And it's India in the ascendancy now as they try to move into the D. Big opportunity here for India. Akshara Rana trying to swivel in the D, but she's surrounded by 4 German shirts. She's still in possession though. She's forced out to the right-hand side. The attacking third just tucked inside the D. The ball is still in play though, precariously close to the goal line on this near side. She's yet to really trouble Svenja Bartels, but she's still going. She's doing so well to keep the ball at her feet, and eventually Dabelstein intervenes. But it's won back once more by her opposite number, Akshara Rana, and eventually it goes out for a corner. But that was formidable work up top there, using all of her strength and might.
Yeah, she's got the whole German team sort of all around her, and the guy behind the goal is giving her all the instructions that she possibly can. There was one instance there, during that little movement, she lost her bearings a little bit and kicked the ball slightly the wrong way. But the guy behind the goal is giving the players instructions on where she's located and where the goal is and where all the German players are. But I don't think she needed telling that because she could feel them. We've got another corner.
Another corner. And just to confirm as well, we know we saw Sangeeta Metcha come on in the first half, and she was a real live wire. She has gone off at half-time herself, so that was just the one change for India. Corner, though, for them, out on that far side in front of the main stand, attacking the German goal. There's 2 German players just tucked on the goal line, protecting the near post for Svenja Bartels. Then number 6 there, the captain, Jana Marcourt, forms the third player in the wall, but it's spilled out to Matilda Maas, who now will look to regain possession. Moves forward cautiously and immediately is stopped by Indian players that sense that Germany are out for blood in this second half as they look to try and find the opening goal of their campaign. All the way back inside the defensive third of India, Nirma Ben tries to clear her line. She just miskicks ever so slightly, and Chowdhury eventually ends up helping out her colleague. And this is a lovely run from Chowdhury up over the halfway line, still in the middle third. There's 3 German players beyond her to find a way past, but they're committing numbers forward here, India. Akshara Rana is staying well and truly inside the India attacking third to try and keep pressure on Svenja Bartel's goal. Back with Germany though. All 4 of their players are in their defensive third, trying to keep India at bay, force away further up the field. Amira Schwartz, who's come on at half-time, just ends up punting the ball long, hoping that she had German players beyond her, but unfortunately it's gone all the way out for an India goal kick.
Yeah, it's just to relieve the pressure a little bit. The Germans just booted it forward. India are doing particularly well here. There's a saying in football, the best way to defend is to attack, and that's what the Indian team are doing. And this result, as it stands, is no good to the Germans at all. So they need to get the ball moving towards the other end and start committing players forward.
Back inside the Indian defensive third, but Germany have committed numbers forward here through Dabelstein and Marcourt. It will be Marcourt to bring it forward. Lovely dribbling into the Indian attacking third, but she's thwarted just before she looked to maybe pull the trigger.
Yeah, the Indian defenders lost their eye shades there, so the referees will stop the game and get that equipment put back on. As you can see there, they're well patched up underneath the eye shades. So if there are any players out there with a little bit of light perception or anything, they do make it a level playing field because there's iPads on, then there's tape on the top of that, then there's black tape eye shades on top of that. So it does make it a level playing field, and the referees are checking those eye patches on a regular basis just to make sure that everyone's playing on the same level and no one's seeking to gain an advantage.
Thank you very much, Dixie Dean alongside us for all of our commentary fixtures this week. We've made you work very hard, Dixie. Hopefully you won't lose your voice by the end of the week. We need you into next week as well.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. It's one of my first, I have done one tournament before, but yeah, I particularly enjoyed this, and it's great to see. I've been involved with blind football for a quarter of a century, and to see it expand and grow, yeah, it fills my heart with joy, really.
Absolutely. So much enthusiasm here as well, even on a damp day like today too. And just as Dixie was talking there, you didn't miss any of the action or anything. There was one shot at goal, well blocked by the German side. What a turn that is by Akshara Rana. She moves into the attacking third as well. Can she just angle her body before having a shot? She does shoot. It's well wide in the end. Doesn't trouble Bartels. But again, showing real talent. You can see for such a young person why she's impressed already this week.
Yeah, she works really, really hard. But as I say, when she took the shot there, she was slightly off balance. And that's going to run through for a goal clearance at the other end. India restart with a goal clearance.
Bit of a tricky position that India find themselves in, because of course they, at all costs, don't want to lose this game, but a draw would be enough. So how many players do they kind of commit forward with just over 8 minutes left on the clock? It's with Germany though in the middle third through Darbelstein, and she sneaks through a gap there between two Indian players, and she moves into the attacking third out on that far side just in front of the main stand as the handful of spectators watch on. But it's back now with Germany. Well tackled by Marcourt right on the halfway line as she moves forward with real gusto and swivels in between a couple of players, and then is stopped by Camberley, who looks to shield it before her goalkeeper, and eventually she's forced to put it behind for a corner for the German side.
This is better by Germany. This is what they need to do. As I said already, a point to them is no good. They need to pick up the 3 points here. So they have got to push on and commit players up front.
A three-person wall right on the edge of the box, sort of halfway between the box and the D for India. The goalkeeper Patel taking absolutely no chances, and Germany take it quickly and almost catches India off guard. Referee's whistle has blown.
Yeah, there's a bit of confusion reigned there. The Indian goalkeeper was still arranging a wall, and what are they giving you? I think they're going to retake the corner kick, I think. As I said, the Indian goalkeeper is still arranging a wall, and I think a whistle went and the corner was played where it shouldn't really have been played at all. So we're going to restart with a corner.
We have just noticed a substitution as well. Akshara Rana is the player to leave the field, and rather like we saw in the first half, Sangeeta Mechia is the player to come on again, just to inject a bit of energy with half of this second half remaining. She will take up a position just tucked inside the D, away from that three-person wall, and Germany take the corner. Struggling to find a way out at the moment though. Just on this near side, still inside the India defensive third. Marcourt, the captain, in possession now, and it's gone from left to right out to that far side in front of the main stand as they come now through Darbelstein, who shoots really powerfully, but it just flashes across the face of the goal. We're back out on this left-hand side now, just again on the edge of the D. Schwartz, though, finds a way into the D before an India player gets in the way. Rudy this time will bring it out, but she's gone horizontally across the pitch out to that left-hand side through the middle of the D, trying to force a way further upfield, and now she'll utilise the sideboard as well to get away from the marker. It's end-to-end stuff really this, and both sides being dispossessed on a number of occasions, yet to really control the kind of game. But India have probably had the better chances of this second half. Germany, though, are the ones that really have much more on the line at this stage, as Darbelstein tries to force the issue, and she does just that, forces a way through on goal here, tries to just poke it beyond the goalkeeper, Kanchan Patel, who eventually grabs the ball and gratefully clutches it in her arms.
Yeah, I think her heart was in her mouth then, the Indian goalkeeper. I thought the German player had nutmegged her there for a moment, but she recovered herself really quickly and managed to get her hands down on the ball.
The substitute Sangeeta Mechia tries to force her way through three Germany players who are all clustered together inside the defensive third. Just Mechia in that defensive third this time, and the referee's whistle has blown. Just trying to establish what the decision is there from the referee as she shakes the ball, and she has awarded India a free kick. She did indicate something towards the coaching staff of that middle third.
Yeah, she's awarded an indirect free kick, arms up in the air. very difficult to know why. There must have been an obstruction in there or something, or someone said something, because I don't know, but we got a timeout.
There's a timeout call, just as the German goalkeeper Bartels was organising a very narrow 4-person wall there to protect and shield the German goal from that free kick. And really, as the time ticks away now, we're going to get into the nervous end of this game. We've got 5 minutes and 53 seconds left on the clock, and pretty sort of timely timeout, and just a reminder really, I guess, Dixie, probably from both coaches, to keep concentration in these closing stages.
Yes, and towards the last 5 minutes of every game, the concentration levels do dip a little bit, because I was explaining earlier in part of the week, with blind football, it's not the physical side you get tired, it's the mental side, because you have to concentrate so much. These players, whereas a sighted player, you can just have a look around, you know where you are. They can't do that, so they're concentrating all the time. Where am I on the pitch? Where am I? Where have I got to go? Where's the goals? Where's my coach? So all these things, and they tire you out mentally, and you get lapses in concentration as you get sort of mentally tired. But they we're in a bit of a tent behind the goal, and it's lashing down that much. We're actually now closed off from the outside world, and we're commentating off screen, so it's not very helpful when we saw that last decision by the referee. We couldn't see what she'd given it for, because we can't actually see the pitch now. So but we'll crack on with with the screens.
That's our excuse, Dixie, anyway, yeah. Well, we've had to protect ourselves from the elements, just because we're surrounded by electrical wires and everything as well. But those hardy souls in the stand there, the main stand, bless them, have been in full force. And we're singing away during the anthems, and they've been supporting their teams ever since. Hopefully they can have a nice hot chocolate or a coffee or something after this fixture before the next one. But we are ready now for this free kick. Mecha and Chowdhury are the two players that stand over it. And then the German players just on the edge of the D, inside their defensive third, are just forming a sort of diamond formation to protect the near post of Svenja Bartel's goal. It's taken quickly, and it's a intricate free kick which Mecha tries to take away, but Dabelstein read the path of the ball brilliantly to send the ball further upfield. But Mecha, not one to give up on an opportunity, chases back, and now she makes her way forward, and she's in the attacking third now for India, looking to make her way past the defenders. Marcourt is the player standing her up, and she's eventually sorted by Matilda Maas, who gets in the way as well, who's a slightly quicker, slightly taller player. Tries to move Germany out of their defensive third, and there is a slight trip there, and Marcourt falls to the ground, but she's back on her feet very, very quickly before any India player can get their hands on the ball. Marcourt is the one to win the ball back, and she's still battling on here, now just on the edge of the attacking third inside the India half, and it's end-to-end stuff. India now back in possession through Mecha, out on that far side, right up against the sideboard, still in the middle third, but eventually she makes her way over that dotted line to find a way, or at least in the direction of the German goal. But Mathilde Maas is the one to bring the ball away. India win it back again though, and it's up against the sideboard, and there's a real cluster of both Indian and German players just trying to hold onto the ball for more than a couple of seconds at the moment. It's real scrambled stuff, frantic stuff. It says 4.5 minutes now left on the clock for one of these sides to find a winner, but a German player was further downfield, Dabelstein inside the D. She didn't quite read the path of the ball, and it goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, I think we've got another substitution taking place or something. Just you had the who to go off, but better by the German side. I'd say time is running out for them, so they need to get the ball forward. So we've got a German substitution here.
Marcourt is the player to come off, donning the captain's armband, and on comes Elisa Rudy. Maybe just some tired legs, but Rudy was itching to get onto the park and make an impact as the goalkeeper rolls it out a bit prematurely there. Referee not happy for play to continue.
Yeah, there seems to be a little bit of confusion between the two referees there. The one referee wanted to get the game started, and the other one wasn't so keen. She did the restart wrong. She dropped it in front of the goalkeeper. It was a goal clearance when the ball went out, and the other referee thought it was an official timeout. So, she got the starting procedure wrong.
Kanshan Patel launches it upfield, the captain, and gives a rallying cry to her players beyond her to dig deep now and try and see a way through this game. Of course, India will want the win themselves, because if Austria are to pull off a bit of an upset against Argentina, Dixie shakes his head as though that will definitely not happen. Then, well, you never know. Stranger things have happened.
Well, unless Argentina have been struck down by the bubonic plague or something like that, I just can't see it. They're head and shoulders in this group, the best team. But Germany need to press on here now. There's 3.5 minutes to go. They need to, they got the ball quite a bit. They need to take advantage of being in possession of the ball and try and get some shots in on goal.
You mentioned how strong Argentina are. We'll see them kicking off at 10:30, just over an hour's time. And of course, in the men's game, Argentina are the new American blind football champions. So you see the strength of the game across the two different categories. It was won with a victory over old rivals Brazil, which is no mean feat as well, given their history in all of the world competitions.
Yeah, the South Americans with blind football are the kings of it. Brazil men's team are the only champions in Paralympic football since 2004. They've won every one. And between them, Argentina and Brazil have won every World Cup, with Argentina winning 2 and Brazil picking up the rest. So,
wow. Well, there's a real incentive there for the other teams to try and get to that level, and an incentive, of course, for Brazil and Argentina as well to sustain that level and keep those challenging sides at bay. But there's work to do here. 3 minutes now left on the clock in this second half. Still goalless. It's teeming it down with rain. The conditions are very, very poor. Germany and India looking for a result. Having said that, India are probably happy now with the scoreline as it is. That one goal earlier on in the week for Akshara Rana looks as though it will be enough to send them through to the semi-finals, but Germany will be starting to panic with 2.5 minutes left as Schwartz tries to bring the ball upfield. We're in the middle third of the pitch, but inside the German half. They needed it up the other end, if anything. Here's Rudy now, just come on as a substitute, looking to power her way through, shrug off a few Indian players, which she does with the first, and it will be a corner though for Germany with not long left on the clock, just over 2 minutes. What can they do here?
Yeah, we've got a timeout now, last minute instructions by both coaches. The Indian coach is going to be saying, let's keep what we got, and we've done well here, and obviously the German coach is going to be urging his girls to push on, as we look at the drenched flags up on the seats there. Oh, look at them, they must be soaked. But they're still singing.
They're still singing, yeah, absolutely. And looking very colourful as well, with their bright coloured coats. Some avid supporters, I think particularly of the German side down there, right on the front row of the main stand.
There's a guy with jeans and a t-shirt under the umbrella. Oh my word!
Yeah, he's just being brave, isn't he? I think he's trying to prove a point that he's not fazed by the conditions. It's still not particularly cold, I suppose. That's maybe the reason. He's well protected by his umbrella.
There we go. We've got a full shot of him now.
There's a lady cleaning her glasses as well. He's trying to keep the rain at bay. But a good atmosphere. They're making noise, which is making this a real occasion, which is fantastic in Edgbaston.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? These people, they're obviously travelled, from Germany and India, and they're absolutely so. Welcome to the British summer.
And it's always like this as well. And I know it's been a bit brighter the last few days, but my word, what a July we had. Had no good weather. Right, a lot is on the line now. Just over 2 minutes to go. If the scores stay the same, India will be very confident that they've booked their semi-final space. But if Germany can find a goal here, that will see India crashing out of the competition. Well, I say that. There is, of course, positions up for grabs towards the bottom of the table, but in terms of the playoffs, we'll see them missing out. Two-person wall, though, nonetheless, for India. They're not going too defensive here. They have a player just tucked inside the D, one on the edge. Two German players waiting patiently. We're just waiting for the corner to be taken. The referee's whistle goes. Matilda Maas loops the ball up towards that far stick. And Dabelstein, who's been a constant throughout this game, tries to get her foot on the ball, but she's just sort of been a bit hesitant there with the ball up against the sideboard and let India come and retrieve possession, but it's still in there attacking third, Germany. And here is Rudy now. She just takes it back into the middle third just to get her bearings. Swivels, good bit of dribbling from her, ricochets off an India player, but she's just in the middle of the goal in terms of the pitch, but back into the middle third given the press from some of those India players. And it's really good defensive work, in fact, from Camberley, who's managed to dispossess Germany in the middle third and now make her way into the India attacking third, under some pressure, though, from Matilda Maas. And eventually the ball goes out for a goal kick. Reprieve for Germany, but they've got to act fast.
Yeah, the clock is ticking down. There's a great bit of work by the Indian captain there. She's taken her team right up to the end of the pitch, whereas Germany are on the attack. Big
opportunity now, Dabelstein on the edge of the D, but immediately India players rally round and get bodies behind the ball and win the ball back, and they make it their way up now into the middle third, but Dabelstein is not done there as we approach the final minute. Seconds are ticking away here for Germany. Can they find something late on in this game? The coaches are frantically barking orders, trying to force them over the line for something. Could there be a late winner here? Schwartz tries to shoot, she just misses her kick, and it's good defensive work from Mecha to bring the ball away, but still Germany will come again. Really well won back by Schwartz into the attacking third. She shoots from range but doesn't trouble Kanchan Patel. How important could that save prove to be with just 28 seconds remaining?
Yeah, the clock seems to get quicker if you're Germany, and probably gets slower if you're an Indian supporter, but Germany got the ball back again.
Here comes Schwartz. Surely this is the final opportunity to be approached, the final 10 seconds, which I'm sure the players will be aware of, but it's trickled out for an India goal kick. Heartbreak it looks to be for Germany, with just under 6 seconds left on the clock as the goalkeeper rolls the ball down the field. And that is the full-time whistle. And it's a goalless draw between India and Germany, and it's India who are doing all of the celebrating here, and Germany look despondent. The final score is 0-0. It was a good encounter, but actually India there did quite well, really. Dixie just to control the game. I think they thought to themselves, let's not risk anything and just see out this goalless draw.
Yeah, after the first couple of minutes, I was a little bit worried for India, the way they'd set up, and I thought, to defend your goal for 30 minutes is a long time, and but they changed and brought the young girl on up front who worked so hard for them and got her team up the pitch, as we see some of the replays that she was involved with.
Nice rendition of You'll Never Walk Alone I can hear as well over the speakers. I'm not sure which set of team members are singing that. I think it's India actually, probably just celebrating their more than likely route through to the semi-finals, but they've been really solid this morning in tricky conditions as well. And there's been times where Germany, particularly Dabelstein, who we can see here from a replay, troubled the goalkeeper on a couple of occasions. She was most definitely the bright spark for Germany, and Schwartz made an impact, having come on at half-time as well. But all in all, probably a fair result as the players now come together just to shake hands as well. It's the German fans, I'm corrected, in the stands that are singing You'll Never Walk Alone, which is maybe just a show of support as their chances of reaching the semi-finals come to an end.
Yeah, exactly. It's, as I said, up in the village, and you sort of go back every night, and everyone's sitting around in groups chatting away. Yes, of course, it's about winning trophies and stuff like that. But there's also, Like, sport is great for introducing you to other people and friendships, and I'm sure there's going to be people leaving this country after spending 2 weeks in Birmingham here who have developed lifelong friendships, and they'll be on Facebook to one another, and that's what sport does. And it's great to see. And look at those Indians, they're celebrating. They think they're there, and I think they're there as well, to be honest.
I think you've given them your backing as well, Dixie, but they're not there mathematically yet. Remains to be seen. We'll have the next game, of course, in an hour's time, but you can see that only go one way. That's, to me, it's Argentina. I don't know if we noticed there, but one of the Indian coaches is an ex-England player, Karen Seal. He was on the peripheral there. I can't see him there. There he goes. No, that's not him. That's the Indian coach. But he was on the pitch there, and Karen's been working with these girls for a couple of years, and he tells me they're a right lively bunch, and he's really enjoying his life, sort of doing a little bit of coaching with the Indian team. Absolutely, a massive advocate for the game, I'm sure, as you are, Dixie, too. So there you have it, goalless in the opening fixture of day 5 of the Blind Games. Here, it was a good game, goalless in the end, but India seem to be confident they've done enough to see their way through to the semi-finals. Austria, though, might have other ideas. They face Argentina at 10:30 in an hour's time. Then we head to the men's competition: France, Colombia, Mali, Spain, Mexico, Iran, and then Morocco, Brazil is the final fixture to round things off at 6:30. We'll be back at just after 10:20 for Austria versus Argentina to conclude Group B of the women's blind football. We'll see you then.